To the elevator? I took the stairs. Did not know it was working. Hello, how's it going?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How has your day been?
Day's been really good. Very good so
I
far. How about you?
got Thanksgiving coming up. It's always super exciting, I feel like.
Yeah. Has it been busy on
Awesome.
your end with the holidays coming up?
Yeah, it has been pretty busy. And so having to like scramble like a week worth of work into 3 days is definitely a different change.
Of course.
Awesome. I know that we have 15 minutes, so I definitely want to dive into things. Want to make sure we get everything across the line. Um, but so if I cut you off or anything, just I hope that it doesn't
Yeah,
come
no
off
worries.
as what you're saying. I just want to make sure that we get everything across. Um, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to hop on a call with you today. I saw your background, was pretty intrigued by it, so I wanted to hear more about who you are, what you're looking for, and why we decided to hop on a call today. That sounds good.
Yeah, of course. Sounds really good.
Awesome. So, where are you located right now?
Located in Phoenix, Arizona.
Awesome. Have you kind of been there like your whole life then?
No, I honestly just moved out here about a month ago from Michigan.
Oh, wow. So, big trek for sure.
Yeah.
A lot different weather too.
Yeah, leaving the cold and get to be out in the sun, warm weather every day is amazing.
Yeah. So, that kind of like makes a lot of sense. The reason why I asked that is because the role that I'm hiring for, it's an in-person role.
Okay.
So, it's in Scottsdale. So, I want to make sure that kind of aligns with what you're looking for as well.
Yeah, definitely. Scottsdale is maybe 15 minutes from me.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, like I said, I kind of wanted to get to know a little more about your background. So, I'd love to hear like what your background is like from Insta work, and why you're looking to change roles.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, with InstaWork, I'm a senior sales development representative, and my job is pretty much top of funnel, driving new meetings, just about 100 outbound touches a day. And just in the few months that I've been with InstaWork, I've achieved about 200 to 250% of like my quota for the qualified demo set, as well as just like outbound outreach touches, dials, and emails as well. And my philosophy on emails is having like I would say 6 touch campaign with
Uh-huh.
personalization and just being very strategic with who I'm sourcing, why I'm reaching out to them, why right now, and then conveying that in the subject line and the first just about like 2 sentences within that email to
Huh.
it's like greatly increase my open rate, reply rate, just because people want to hear about themselves, and it honestly makes such a difference in sales when they see that you've
Yeah,
done some research and you're more personalized too.
100%. Awesome. I appreciate you letting me know that. So I see you're also like you own your own business,
Yeah.
right? So why are you looking to jump into another sales role?
Yeah, so with my own business, I scaled it over the last 3 years completely from like just a startup myself to having a team of about 8 people, virtual assistants, and as well using AI. Like we completely automated the process. So it's
Okay.
given me a lot of free time back. And really now what I'm looking for next is like just being able to learn from some of the top sales reps, some of the people who have achieved a lot of success so that I can continue like growing career wise because with starting like my own business, usually I'm kind of at the top of things. I'm sometimes the smartest person in the room. I'm the one who's kind of orchestrating things. And
Yeah.
looking for another sales role allows me to be able to be mentored by other people who have achieved a lot more than me. And so I can really
Mhm.
learn a lot more, and be around like other competitive salespeople to help drive me to reach my goals too.
Awesome. So are you still like hands-on in this, like in your business, or is it like you said, more automated now?
Yeah, it's pretty much all automated. The only thing I'll do is kind of make content here and there, about it, like just
Okay.
in my free time.
Awesome. And so I know you said in your next role, you're really looking for someone to like learn under, right?
Mhm.
Like something that's sales talent. What else are you looking for? Wise, like culture, what your day to day is like?
Yeah, so I mean, day to day, I'm pretty open. I've been in a lot of different sales roles. I started in sales doing real estate, so like that was all full cycle. It was very entrepreneurial. I've been in roles as an account executive where it was more just focused on closing. And I've also
Yeah.
been like in the SDR for startups where it's just a lot of outbound touches, a lot of dials, and I'm just setting the meetings and then handing it off. So I'm really open to the actual day to day. In my next role, the biggest thing that I'm looking for is a framework, a system, and processes that are set up for success, and then being able to just learn from other people, who are achieving success that I can almost maybe plug and play, exactly what they're doing, whether it's talk tracks, scripts, email templates, cadences, whatever that may be.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And the reason why I asked that is because, like I want to make sure that kind of like aligns with like what my client's looking for as
Hmm.
well. Just a little bit about them. I'm hiring for Cardone Ventures. Are you aware of who Grant Cardone is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. So I am hiring for like a sales rep to add on to their team that is selling the 10X event tickets actually.
Okay.
So they range between like 500 to 5,000. So you're actually be doing the full sales cycle in that role, making about 250 dials a day. And it's so they're looking for that. And then like on the other end of things, you're going to be setting appointments for the larger events that they have, which are like $40,000 deals.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot of range, and that's why they start you off selling like the smaller tickets, so then you can eventually learn from like the talk tracks, the leaders, the people who are excelling in that role, to then become a closer, doing the $40,000 deals, attending these events too. So a lot of mentorship, a lot of as well as like being able to grow from there. So that's kind of like why I wanted to like hear a little more about your background. I was
Hmm.
just super intrigued by your
Thank you.
experience. If that makes a lot of sense for you, and if that's something that you could see yourself doing.
Yeah, I definitely can see myself doing that.
Yeah, awesome. So before I dive kind of more into like the little nitty gritty of things, I'd like to hear a little bit like compensation wise. What do you need in order to transition into a new role?
Yeah, so I mean, compensation wise, with some of the companies I've been interviewing with, I've heard, a lot of things in the range of maybe they're leaning more towards a base salary of, 70, 80K. Maybe the on target earnings are 90,000, 150,000. And then some other companies, it may be like where there's not too much of a base salary, but you can make $250,000 within the year. So honestly, I'm really open when it comes to
Yeah.
salary, as long as there's a good structure and just a good kind of framework for, success. I mean, what is the budget that you guys had set aside for that role?
Yeah, and that's really good to hear that there's kind of like a range when what you're looking for as well, because this role is one of those roles where it's a lower base, but the potential is a lot higher. And alongside with that, it's a 36K base. Now the commission structure allows for more than that because of the base being so low. They know that people are going to make more, and based on their current reps and just to give you the most like accurate, transparent number, on average, if you're doing your minimum KPIs and just doing, I think it's like 8 to 10 closes a month, you're going to be making 120K. That's what they're making right now. Now, if
Okay.
you're excelling, and from what it sounds like from your background in your current role, you have no problem with that. The top reps are making 170K. So those are like
Nice.
the rate. That's the ranges. I would rather give you the more like accurate number than an
Yeah,
inflated number that only two people are making. I don't know the specific like percentage of like what commission you make on top of what, and that's just simply because it's different for every sale,
definitely.
depending. you know, like it would be unfair to get a higher percentage on a 40K deal compared to like your $500 to $5,000 deal. So that would be that's the difference in those two things. But yeah, there's a great earning potential on that end.
Okay, makes sense. And I know you mentioned a little bit like KPI and metric wise of like 250 dials a day, 8 to 10 closes, and I know it's a pretty full cycle. Outside of those metrics, like what are just some more that you could tell me about the KPIs and like what's expected in the role?
So expectations and KPIs, like I said, 8 to 10 closes for those smaller deals. And I think for the larger ones, they're expecting to do like 2 sets for the 40K deals.
Okay.
And you're not doing the closing for that as well, but setting those. And then it's a fully in-person role, 6 days a week, 10-hour days. So you're grinding, I'm gonna be honest. But because you're grinding in person, working alongside people who are, you know, on the phones with you doing that, it's gonna make you want to be better too, because you're hearing their talk tracks, you're hearing how they're doing that, and so it only makes you better. Those are like the things I know at least. And so the next, I guess, like the more specifics would be a great thing to ask, like on the next steps, if that's like what comes into fruition as well.
Okay, definitely that makes sense.
Yeah. And so kind of like based on what I've told you so far, I know that like, you know, I've given you like a base level of like information. What are you thinking about the role? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's definitely very, very interesting. Just role wise, I've seen a lot of like Grant Cardone's content, podcasts, events in the past. So, I mean, it definitely resonates just with his values and resonates with like his philosophy on sales. So, I definitely can see how that consistency of just building that pipeline and having that synergy around other sales reps would kind of lead to success.
Yeah. And the really awesome thing, I know that it's like a higher number of dials, obviously. It's since people know who Grant Cardone is, you know, his marketing is pretty out there since you've been able to see content. All the people that you're speaking to are actually warm leads or entrepreneurs and business owners who already know him. So you're not calling someone that's never heard of him either.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I think that you have a great background. I think you'd be a pretty good fit personally. Is this like a role that you potentially see yourself in? Would you like continue on the process? What's that?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I would love to just see what the next steps entail and move forward in the process.
Yeah, so next step wise, it would be a group interview. And I think it's next week. I can give you a better time and day as well once I get that figured out. But from there, I would, it's a group interview, then a one-on-one. And so they're looking to hire pretty quickly just because, to be honest with you, everyone's kind of like the people they had in this role have been excelling. And so they've moved them over to a closing role.
Okay.
Love and that. So that's why they're looking to fill that. So then eventually you'll be there too, if like you're killing it, things like that. And so if sounds good with you, you know, I would love to push you forward for that.
Okay.
I would take your profile on my end here and see my team like, hey, what do you guys think about him? From there, if it's a great fit, we'll give you a call back, put you in the interview, things like that. But if it's not a good fit, I'll also make sure to reach out and let you know, like, hey, this isn't a good fit, unfortunately, but let's see what else is out there that makes sense and resonates as well.
Okay, I would love that.
Awesome. So do you have any questions that I could potentially answer right now or give you the answer to?
Honestly not. I mean, most of my questions would just be more dialed in about like the sales process, the common objections, the value propositions, which I mean, I would assume is like more so questions that would be asked like whoever I'm meeting with on the next interview or that one-on-one.
Yeah, so like that next interview, it's a group interview with actually the sales manager.
Okay.
So you're gonna be, he will give you the best answers for all of that. And the really awesome thing about him is like they really value the training aspect of things. They encourage a lot of like one-on-one meetings. You're gonna be doing a lot of role plays as well, just to make sure you get things down, and they're not gonna leave you high and dry. So
love that.
That's the really awesome thing about him, and you're gonna see that in his personality as well.
Okay, love that. That definitely helps. I mean, like shadowing the account executives, shadowing the people you're closing for, and like working really as close as possible with whoever is going to be closing your demos and closing your appointments is like key in a sales role.
Yeah, no, it's super important. And so that is something that I would
Excuse me.
bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, like from here, I will go ahead and like talk to my team about you, see what they think as well, and then we can give you an answer hopefully like by next week, and then from there we'll move you along.
Okay, that sounds really good. I'm excited.
Awesome, so am I. So if you have any questions in the meantime, I'll go ahead and like send over a little more information as well. Please don't hesitate to ask, and I'll get you an answer as soon as I hear something on my end.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it. I'll look out for that and shoot, we'll just go forward with the next steps.
Awesome. Well, I had a pleasure speaking with you today.
Same.
And yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I hear.
All right, sweet. Have good holidays, good rest of your week.
Thank you. You as well. All right.
Thanks.
Speak to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Six days for 37 base. No. No. Oh well. Good content. Good content.